Howdy guys, Rex here. Right, we got this thing zeroed. We got the scale slipped to zero. It was a very simple process. All we needed was like a quarter or a penny. You just unturn that screw. This turret cap comes off. There's little teeth in there. We'll show you in the full review. You put it back on so that the number shows zero, and you put that little screw back in there and you're done. So we got the scale slipped to zero. We're zeroed at exactly 100. I got my box to bench precision target. I'm gonna keep my point of aim on the bottom dot. I'm gonna dial up 7.5 mils, dial back down, dial up, dial back down, keeping my point of aim exactly the same on that bottom dot. And we'll see how this scope actually tracks under fire. You ready for this? Okay. Center punched it. Okay, I'm gonna dial up 7.5. I'm gonna keep the same exact point of aim. What the hell? Good so far. All right, I'm going to come back down to zero. And each time I'm talking to you, I'm having to reestablish my firing position. So if I was really trying to get really good groups, I would not be talking in between shots. But we like to keep it more entertaining, right? It returned exactly back to zero, back up to 7.5. And I get a little torsional recoil, twist the gun to the right a little bit, which is normal with a rifled barrel. That's why I'm readjusting my cant. I do got my ARES tight, pretty tight, but it still moves a little bit. Okay, coming back to zero. So far, my vertical tracking is good. I had quite a bit of wind pushing me around on that last one, left and right, in terms of the crosshairs wiggling. All right, I'm on zero. We got a one-hole group on the bottom, so it is returning to zero. Let's put her back on 7.5 and see if I can't just suck less on my marksmanship here. I'm gonna lighten up on it a little bit. I think a lot of that has to do with me readjusting the cant a little bit each time. that even right? I got like perfect exact tracking up and down. Exactly 7.5 mils. Come back to 0 again. I suppose we'll just keep shooting more bullets in them holes, huh? Because it's fun. Exactly in the same hole, guys. I'm telling you, this rifle shoots really good. All right, we're going to dial in 7.5 again, and then we'll talk about what we see when we get down there, okay, guys? So I'm indexed at 7.5, aiming at the bottom dot still. Okay, so what I'm seeing is exact perfect tracking up and down, which is surprising to me from a scope coming from China. I don't know what they adjusted in their mechanisms to let that happen. What we're gonna do next is walk down there and I'll show you the target. And this is my first test, guys. This is my absolute first test after establishing 0. And there's a little bit of horizontal stringing on the top target. If you watched me closely, you'd notice that I was slightly adjusting the cant on the rifle, because when the rifle recoils, typically they'll have a little bit of twist to them. And so with that little bit of twist, you got to reestablish a perfect orientation on your reticle. You got to get it level. And so I'm just eyeballing it, cowboying it. There's a good sales pitch for actually having a level on the scope to reduce that. But I'll show you how this thing did, guys. I'm gonna kill my other camera here real quick. Okay, we'll just turn that off. The other camera behind me will be for the full review. Oh man. Yeah, that American Precision Arms running with them reloads that the wife made for me, shooting pretty good. So she did a good job. I'm actually surprised the thing tracked like it did. The turret adjustments, like I said, feel good. The slipping the scales is different on each scope. It seems like I got so many different optics in. It's hard to keep track of exact, there's different ways of skinning a cat. This model was easy. You unscrew that screw, you pull the turret off, put it on 0 so the numbers are showing 0, tighten the screw, one screw. You don't need little Allen wrenches or nothing like that. Whew, all right. Here we are, let's show you what she did. Is there a backwards and forwards button on here? I don't think there is. I can't see if you're seeing that, guys. Here we are. I was holding here the whole time. There's my bottom group, and that's me shooting sloppy. I dial up exactly 7.5 mils, and I don't know if there's so much sunlight. Can you see that, guys? Gosh darn it. I assume you're seeing this right here. Okay? So typically what you'll see in Asian scopes is they'll be hitting somewhere in this mark here. That's just because of the geometry of how the adjustment mechanisms are situated, with the screws on the bottom of the erector pushing from the corner. In the Wetzlar 5-piece that the Germans had for a long time, you could get tracking this good. Typically Asian scopes don't track like that. I'd call that dead on nuts. Some of this vertical, these flyers here, I kind of called those, because that's when I was readjusting the cant on the rifle on the bipod. So I could call that my fault. Still not a bad group. Almost all of them went in the same hole right here. But at least our vertical tracking is good. These targets are pretty handy. Box to bench precision targets. Set it up at 100 yards. This is my home range. I've been digging bullets out of dirt behind me there since I was 2 or 3 years old. So I've been out here a lot of times. I know that I'm exactly 100 yards with a 0-degree incline. I did use that board that it's attached to because that sheet of rubber back there ain't quite level, or you know, it's off a little bit, it's hanging and goofy. So I got that board there so I could get it level up and down. So, all right, Athlon, good job, guys. I don't know what factory you're using over there that you got those scopes from over in China, and I don't know what you had to tell them to get it right, but the one you sent me actually works, so I stand corrected. Rex out for now.